Katie was an ordinary girl with short black hair, thick eyebrows, and a warm, friendly smile. Her face had fine lines that gave her a sense of experience and wisdom. Her eyes were kind and full of hope, and her skin had a natural warm tone. Katie lived in a small town, and her life was pretty average. But one day, she decided she didn't want to be ordinary anymore. That morning, she stood in front of the mirror and looked at herself. She said, "Katie, you can achieve anything you want. You just have to start." Katie grabbed a notebook and started writing down her goals, from the smallest things to her biggest dreams. She knew that to achieve anything, she first had to know exactly what she wanted. She divided her goals into two categories: short-term and long-term. For example, a short-term goal was to read 10 pages of a book every day, and a long-term goal was to start a small business. Katie knew that writing down goals wasn't enough. She had to plan for them. So she started breaking each goal into smaller steps. For example, if she wanted to learn a new language, she created a daily plan: learn 10 new words, listen to 15 minutes of educational podcasts, and have a short conversation with a friend who spoke that language. Katie knew that progress is gradual, so she didn't push herself too hard. Every day she took a small step and felt proud of herself. For example, on the first day, she only exercised for 5 minutes, but even that small effort made her feel good. Of course, Katie's journey wasn't always easy. Some days she was so tired that she thought she couldn't go on. Once, she even went a whole week without sticking to her plan. But Katie knew one important thing: failure is part of the journey. Instead of getting discouraged, she learned from her failures and started again. Katie knew she couldn't achieve all her goals alone, so she started finding people who could help her. She formed a friendly group that supported and motivated each other. Katie would say, "When you surround yourself with the right people, anything is possible." Katie started studying people who had achieved great success. She read many books and watched inspiring TED Talks. She learned something new from each one and applied it to her own life. Katie realized that success is built from small habits, so she started creating positive habits, waking up early every morning, exercising, and reading. These habits gradually became part of her life. Katie had learned that time is her most valuable asset, so she started planning her days meticulously. She used techniques like the Pomodoro method to increase her productivity. After a few months of effort, Katie started seeing results. She was almost fluent in the new language, had achieved a financial goal, and even won a local competition. These successes gave her even more motivation. Now, Katie had not only achieved her own goals, but had also become a role model for others. Friends and acquaintances would ask her, "How did you do all this?" And Katie always had the same answer: everything starts with a small decision. Just start. Katie decided to share her knowledge and experiences with others. She started writing a blog and recording educational videos. She wanted to help others achieve their goals too. Katie knew she shouldn't stay in her comfort zone, so she started taking on new challenges. For example, she decided to run a marathon, something she never thought she could do. Katie had learned that success isn't just about work and effort. She needed to take care of her personal life too. So, she started balancing work, rest, and fun. Every night before bed, Katie wrote down 3 things she was grateful for. This helped her stay positive and appreciate the small things in life. Katie knew that personal growth is a lifelong process. So, she started attending courses and workshops. She wanted to always be learning. Katie decided to give back to her community. She started volunteering and helping those in need. This gave her a greater sense of fulfillment. After years of effort, Katie had achieved most of her dreams. But more importantly, she was now a new person, someone confident, hopeful, and determined. Now, Katie had not only achieved her own goals, but had also become a role model for others. Friends and acquaintances would ask her, "How did you do all this?" And Katie always had the same answer: everything starts with a small decision. Just start. Katie knew her journey wasn't over. There were still so many things she wanted to learn and experience. But now, she walked with more confidence. She knew she could face any challenge that came her way. Katie looked to the future and smiled. She knew anything was possible if she just wanted it and worked for it. Every time Katie shared her dream with her mother responded with kindness.